Hello again, Wired fam. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? Welcome to another Wired Live. I appreciate you guys for being here. And as always, I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good week. And we got some good stuff to talk about tonight. So first and foremost, I apologize for missing last week, but some things came up last week. I wasn't able to be on the live, so I apologize. I hope all of you guys are ready to talk crappie this Wednesday night because I'm ready and ready to go. I cannot wait to talk about some topics tonight. Some topics tonight that we're going to talk about are going to be very informational. Topics we talk about tonight are going to be simply just information for you guys. Hopefully, you guys will participate in that ACC tournament coming up. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. And then we're going to talk about some topics tonight that are going to ruffle some feathers. But I like ruffling feathers. All right. Well, let me take that back. I really don't like ruffling feathers, but I'm here for you guys so that you guys get an honest review. For me, I've always prided myself in being very attentive to detail, and I've always been very upfront and honest with you guys about the products that I review or that I fish with. So we're going to talk about a couple things tonight that are going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't care because I care about you guys and I want you guys to have good product. All right, I want you guys to know what you're getting into and have a good product. So, anyway, we're gonna move on from that, and we'll come back to that here in a little bit. But I guess first and foremost is don't forget when you get on, drop me a hello. Let me know where you're from. Always like to see where you guys are coming from, and always like to say hello back so that I can see how far we're reaching across these great United States. All right, so let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're checking in from, and drop me a hello. Okay, guys. I will go back through those here in just a little bit and say hello. But I guess first and foremost, Watts Bar, East Tennessee Crappie Club, Watts Bar tournament is this Saturday. Going out of Kingston City Park, and registration is from 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. At 7 a.m., everybody will leave the registration area or Kingston City Park. You can leave by trailer or by boat from there, and we're going to go catch 7 fish and weigh them fish in and see where we fall. So, going to be a great tournament. I think there'll be a lot of big fish caught. I think for everybody that has fished up till today, good luck. We'll see what happens. I know there's some good fish that are being caught, but I also know there's a lot. Oh, Miss Mother Nature is throwing us a lot of curveballs this week. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We're not going to talk too much about that because I'm competing in that. So we're not going to talk too much about it. But if you are interested in fishing a crappie tournament, if you've never fished a crappie tournament, go fish a crappie tournament. Okay. You've got to experience it at least once. And my ear just popped. Golly bum. Echo, echo. All right. Jesus. So now that my ears are ringing, and I can hear myself talk. Yeah, if you have not fished a crappie tournament, go fish a crappie tournament, guys. You don't know what you're missing, okay? It's really, if you fished bass tournaments in the past, it's nothing like a bass tournament. Everyone's open. Everybody's so friendly, outgoing. They'll talk to you before and after the tournament. A lot of guys will even tell you how they're going to fish before the tournament. So, it's a really great group. Everybody's really, really helpful and talkative, and it's just a really good atmosphere to be a part of. So if you haven't ever fished a crappie tournament, consider fishing one in your state or around your locations. If you're going to be around Watts Bar this weekend, consider fishing East Tennessee Crappie Club out of Kingston City Park. 637 is registration. It is $40 for members and $60 for non-members per boat. That's 2 anglers per boat. So if you're not a member and you want to fish, it's $30 for you and $30 for your buddy. Okay. So consider fishing that. It's going to be a lot of fun. 7 live fish. It'll probably take, well, I'm not going to say what it'll take because I don't really know. I'll know by Saturday. How's that? So I plan on spending some time on the lake. But anyway, let's say some hellos. Stephen, hello. Josh Sanders from Chat Town. What's going on? Jimmy Pratt, hello. Heidi, hello, hello. Ashley Coffee, hello. Todd Pell, what's up? Ed Cook, hello, hello. Joseph Thaxton, Kenneth Pippins, Kevin Langston, hello, hello. Scary Barry, what's going on? David A. Smith, hello from Crossville. Tom A. from Pennsylvania. Johnny Coots. LaRue, what's going on, LaRue? He says, hello, hello, Wired fam. What's going on? I think LaRue's going to be fishing with us this weekend. There's the Joel Nash in the house. What's going on, Joel? That is the capital T-H-E, Joel Nash in the house, guys. What's going on, Joel? Hope you're doing well. Joel's been catching some good fish on Watts Bar. It's going to be an interesting tournament. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I love the competition. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm looking forward to fishing Saturday. Come on. Saturday needs to be here already. I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Dave D from Lake Hartwell. What's going on, Dave? Ronnie Harris. Good evening, Matt and the Wired fam from Carrollton, Georgia. I'm going ding. All right, what's going on, Ronnie Harris? Joe Rogers from Indianapolis, frozen Indianapolis, Indiana. What's going on, Joe? Joe, do you know anybody with the last name Zenas in Indianapolis? Just out of curiosity. I have some family in Indianapolis. That's why I ask. So, don't know if you know anybody with the last name Zenas up there, Joe, but if you do, they're probably my kin. Okay. Glassburn Outdoors from Central Ohio. What's going on? Patrick Cox. Hello, hello. Crappie Kev from Ashburn, Virginia. What's up? Matt. What's up? First live. What's going on, Matt? I kind of like that name. I'm just saying. Matt, I'm kind of partial to that name. So what's up? Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I try to get to every question before we leave tonight. So if you have any questions, Matt, hit me up. Let me know. You can ask anything. Okay. It doesn't have to be on topic. It can be off topic. I mean, line, rods, reels, baits. We're going to go through a lot of line tonight, but a lot of different questions. Jig heads, scales, reels, whatever. Trolling motors, batteries, electronics, crappie, whatever you want to ask. Spawning temps. I mean, there's a blue million questions to ask, right? So if you have any questions, Matt, hit me up. Let me know. I'll answer them to the best of my ability, my friend. 922, what's going on? James from Cherokee. Hello, hello. Tyler Key, what's going on, Tyler? Big Kid, what's up? Daryl Quarles, hello, hello. Joe Rogers says nada. Geist Lake crappie. Geist Lake. Why have I heard that before? Why does Geist Lake sound familiar? Is that in the state park? Joe, is Geist Lake in the state park there in Indy? John Brewer from Northeast Missouri. What's going on? Geist Lake. Public lake in Indy. Yeah, is that it? Does it butt up to the state park? There's a big state park in Indy. I can't remember the name of it, but is that Geist Lake? There's a big state park that's like downtown Indy or it's Indy. I mean, it's all city, but big state park, and I think there's a lake right there on it. I swear for some reason I think that's Eagle Creek. You're right. Yeah, that's Eagle Creek. Okay. All right. So how far is that from Geist Lake? Oh, Tyler's getting me early. What's your weight for the winning weight Saturday? So here's the thing, Tyler. I actually don't answer those questions. That's one question that I want. About 20 miles, Joe. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I may have possibly fished guys. I'd have to look it up on Google Maps to tell you for sure, Joe. But Tyler, I actually do not answer that question before the tournament. I typically don't answer that question for one of two reasons. And the first reason is because when you answer that question, people get an idea of what you're catching, right? I mean, they get an idea of what size fish you're catching. And second of all, Scott Bunch is on, so I don't want to answer that question because I just seen him sore lip them all. What's up, Scott? So I don't answer that question for one or two reasons. One, because like I said, I mean, people can get an idea what size fish you're catching. And two, I don't ever want to give. I always feel like if I give a real low weight, I'm misleading people. Like if I say 8 pounds and it takes 20 to win, people are gonna like, well, he misled me, so I'd show up, you know. And then if I give a real high weight, people are gonna be like, oh, well, I might not have that amount of weight. I might not be able to win that. So I don't ever answer that question. And anybody on here, please don't answer that question, because, well, like I said, I don't. I try not. I try to stay out of that conversation. Make sense? And as Jimmy puts the winning weight for last year. All right, Randy. When you fish for crappie with braid and leader, what size for both lines? So actually, I'm getting ready to tie up some rods because I got a tournament this weekend. So I'm getting ready to re-spool some rods, and I figured I'd do it while I'm talking to you guys. But so my braid, to answer your question, my braid is a 12-pound bonehead tackle B-power braided line. This is what I use. This is the braid I use. I've used it for years. I love it. It's never failed me. And quite honestly, it stands up to what it says it is. It's 12-pound test. It breaks at 12.5. Okay. Don't ask me how I know that, but I know that because if you guys watch the video coming out Monday, you're going to figure out not all braids are equal. Okay. Not all braided lines are equal. So you're going to have to watch this week's video to see that. But this week's video is going to be a good one. We're going to, I guess, spoiler alert, we're going to put several braided lines to the test, and we're going to see if they're all created equally. It's a big thing now that for some reason people like to see their line on LiveScope, and as you guys know, you can see braided line on LiveScope. So not only are we going to test the breaking strength of a lot of different braided lines, but we're going to test the visibility of those lines on our LiveScope, and you guys are going to get to see that on the video this week. So, kind of a spoiler alert. I guess the ones on my live are allowed to have spoiler alerts, but all I can tell you right now is I will still back this line because it performed the way it says it's supposed to perform. It says it's 12-pound braid. It broke at 12 pounds, 12 and a half pounds is where it broke at. So you guys will see more of that on the video. I'm not going to get real deep into that right now. But yeah, I mean, that's what I use, okay, for my braid line, 12-pound braid. I use orange. Why do I use orange? Well, it's simple because my dock shooting rods, have yellow high vis mono, okay? So that's yellow 4-pound test mono. It's what I shoot docks with. And when this is laying on the deck next to this, I can look down at the deck and tell which ones are my dock rods and which ones are my brush rods, okay? So these are my brush rods. These are my dock rods. Very simple. That's the only reason I fish with orange. Plus, I fish with a leader. So the leader that I fish with is actually somewhere in here. All right. So here's the leader that I use on the end of that. That is a 6-pound vicious 100% fluorocarbon in clear. Okay. 100% fluoro clear 6-pound test. I tie it with a uni knot. That's what I use. Andy Leonard bought a new Garmin 1022 bundle. Do I need to update to the newest update before I start using it? I read a lot of pros and cons, but me being a new user, don't think I will know the difference. So, Andy, the pros and cons that I've seen, okay, and we talked about this last week, or not last week, but the week before. I talked about the update, okay? The update is not going to change anything on your unit. All right. It's going to allow you different settings. But if you want to run the same settings you're running currently, let's say, obviously you're not running any settings because you just got your unit. But let's say I wanted to keep my same settings in my unit. It's not going to change the settings in my unit unless I change those settings. Now, if I change the settings, then yeah, they'll change, right? Because I changed them. But it's not going to allow you to I mean, you can keep the same settings. It's not gonna prevent you from keeping the same settings in the unit. So, I mean, it's gonna change the look of the screen. It's gonna change, you know, your fonts and things like that. It's really personal preference if you want to update or not. You know, I talked to a couple guys, and I'm gonna say this again. I said it before. I said it 2 weeks ago, and somebody told me I was wrong. But I've talked to 3 different people. Okay, 3 different people in the last 2 weeks that did updates on their unit through Active Captain, that their unit did not take the update correctly and it messed up their unit. I have not talked to one person yet that had an issue with that had an actual issue with the unit itself malfunctioning that said they updated with a card. I've talked to 3 that had said, one yesterday, as a matter of fact, who called and said, my unit doesn't look anything like it did. It's just very blurry. It's very pixelated. I can't see anything. I didn't change any settings. I just did the update and left it. I said, how'd you do the update? Active Captain. I said, oh, there you go. All right. I've seen it too many times. It's just not worth the risk. I hear the people that are on here 2 weeks ago that said, oh, well, it takes the download, puts it on there, and then uploads to the card or to the unit. So really, if it gets over to, look, I hear you, but I've talked to way too many people in 2 years of doing this that have had an issue with Active Captain. One of those being my fishing partner. Okay, my fishing partner fried a unit because Active Captain messed up his download. Completely fried the unit. He had to send it back and get another one from Garmin. Okay, so take that for what you will. Am I saying it's going to do it every time? No, I'm not. But if there is ever a glitch in that transfer to your unit through your cellular data, it's going to mess up your unit. All right. So there you go. If I was going to update, Andy, I would update with the card. It doesn't take any time to update with the card. There is a little bit of a process to it, but it's very simple step-by-step instructions on their website. You can follow them very easy. If you have a 32 gig card or something even smaller than that, you can do it up to 32 gig, a little card, and you're fine. All right. So that would be the way that I would recommend doing it if you're going to do the update. Okay. Joel. Joel says, does that bonehead braid show up better on the scope? You guys are going to have to watch my videos this coming Monday to figure that out. I'm not giving anything else away, okay? I'm not giving away anything else for the video on Monday, but I'm telling you, you want to watch it, okay? It is eye-opening. It is extremely eye-opening. If you use any kind of braided line, this is going to be eye-opening for you. All right, for sure. So, and then those that may or may not, well, all right, I'll just get into it. Forget it. I'm not going to get into my video, but I'm going to get into my soapbox in a minute. So can I get on my soapbox? Is everybody, some of you guys know I get on my soapbox. It's hard for me to get off it, but I'm going to get on in a minute. All right. So when I started this channel with the idea of teaching everyone to become a better angler. My goal was to help you guys become a better angler. Well, part of you guys being a good angler is having good equipment. Okay. Who would I be? Let me, Joe, I'm gonna pop this down there. Who would I be if I knew that there was product out there being marketed as A that was really B? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but if you're out there telling the consumer that this product is a 12-pound braided line that will cure all your illness and you'll never get sick, just buy this. Okay? It ain't got nothing to do with you getting sick, my golly. It ain't going to help you do nothing. It ain't even going to keep you from getting a cold out on the lake when it's 28 degrees and you're running 60 miles an hour down the lake. This ain't going to do you no good. Okay, vitamin C might, but this braided line ain't going to do it. All right. So, and if this 12-pound braid was to break at 6 pounds, would that be misleading someone? Yes, it would. And who would I be as a YouTuber and as a reviewer of products to not tell you guys about a product that fell short of what it's supposed to be able to do? Okay, so when I get a video posted about why products won't do what they say they do, and then a company calls me and tells me that I need to take it down because I'm going to hurt their sales, I don't give a rat's butt, because I care more about you guys to not see you guys get taken advantage of. And then when somebody, the owner of a company, calls and tells me otherwise, that I need to take stuff down and not tell you guys about it because it's going to hurt their sales, then I'm guarantee you they're in this for the wrong reasons, and you guys don't need to be a part of that anyway. So now that I'm on my soapbox, I'm going to get off it for a minute because it's getting hot in here. All right. As Nelly used to say, I used to be young too, right? It's getting hot in here, and I'm getting a little aggravated. But I've had a lot of. I'll be honest with you, I've had a little sleep loss over it. Okay, because I don't like, you guys know me, I don't like talking bad about anybody or any product in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But the audacity to call me and cuss me and tell me that you, or that I am wrong for what I did when you're promoting a product that doesn't meet any of the standards that it's labeled to meet, gets me. That irks me. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I apologize. I hope to gosh that you guys don't mind me telling the truth about what I have found in a review. Okay. So again, I'll never tell you guys a product is good or not good. I'll just tell you what I found in the review, and you guys as a consumer can be the judge of whether you want to participate in a product or not participate in the product. So I'm walking on thin ice here. Okay. And I'm trying not to get over an emotion. I'm trying to just stay in my lane, but it just floors me that if I was selling a product, if I sold a bait or a line or a rod or a reel, and somebody did a video and said, okay, these rods are supposed to be able to bend like this so you can shoot docks, but watch, when you bend it, pop, it snaps every time. It's like glass. Well, then I'd want to know that, because for me, it'd be, why is it doing that? It's not supposed to do that. I need to go figure out why it's doing that. And I need to tell you guys as an owner why it's doing that. And I'm going to address it. I'm going to make it right. And we're going to go from there. And actually, I would probably call them, thank them, and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate you doing that, because nobody's told me that yet. Nobody's brought that to my attention yet. And now that it's brought to my attention, I'm going to make it right. Yeah, that would be my reaction. That ain't the reaction that we got. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going to get off my soapbox. All right, moving on. Joel started it, by golly. Joel started it. It's all Joel's fault. We're going to blame Joel. I'm going to have to call people and repent after this. I'm going to have to ask for forgiveness. All right, Ashley. Roger that, my friend. Grab the dew. Cheers. Take a drink. I apologize. All right. Now that I'm off my soapbox before I start losing people, let's talk about some other stuff. So let me go back up. So Joel, to answer your question, watch my video. Please watch the video. You'll be enlightened. I promise you guys, the video coming out Monday will enlighten us all. It will be a good video. And look, this is what I want you guys to do. I want y'all to promise me one thing. If y'all have never shared a Wired for Crappie video, please, please, I beg of you tonight. There's 87 people on here. I want to see 87 shares on the video that comes out Monday at 6 p.m. Monday, 6 p.m. is when my videos post every Monday at 6 p.m. I want you guys to share Monday, 6 p.m. I want 87 shares on that, please. That's all I ask. Just share the video, okay? If you guys will do that for me, I would appreciate it, okay? It's going to be very enlightening, very eye-opening. All right. Oh, Jimmy, you're all right. You're all right. Randy, when fishing with minnows, what is the best rig on the hook that keeps the minnow alive? Best rig on the hook. How do I rig them, or how do I put them on the hook? How do I rig my minnow on the hook? Actually, so it's funny you asked that. I've talked about this a couple times, Randy, and you know, I used to be through the bottom lip, up through the top lip, and out one of the nostrils, right? Just go right underneath the chin, come up, and go right out one of the nostrils. And I've never had any issues with that. Look, if a crappie's down there and he's hungry, he's going to hit it pretty fast. Okay, they're going to eat a minnow pretty quick. There's those days where you have to let a minnow sit down there for a few minutes, sure. But if there's a crappie down there and he's somewhat interested, he's going to hit a minnow. If you get it close enough to him, he's going to eat it. So, you know, I used to go up through the lip, but there was a day, okay, there was a day specifically on Douglas a couple years ago that hooking them just behind the top dorsal fin, okay, just behind the dorsal fin, kind of halfway between the dorsal fin and the tail, hooking them right across the back, that's the only way you could get them to eat it. That's the only way you could get them to bite it. And, you know, I'm not really 100% sure why that is or was that day. I have a couple of thoughts on that as far as, you know, the action that the bait puts off. I think when you hook them through that tail like that, especially if you use some kind of weighted jig head, which is what I was using that day. I was using an 1/8 ounce jig head, and I was hooking them right onto that. It almost gives it the action of their falling, because they kind of hang like this and they flutter. So it kind of gives the impression that minnow is dying, and he's kind of fluttering down, and he's flapping on it. I mean, he's you know, kicking on his way down. And 90% of the time, okay, 90% of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, a crappie is going to eat that minnow head first. Okay. Can anybody answer me why that is? Can anybody answer me why a minnow is going to eat a minnow head first? Head first. Any guesses? Any guesses? Why is a crappie going to eat a minnow head first? I'm going to give y'all just a minute. Any ideas? I know someone, when I tell you, it's going to pop up there. So I'm going to keep talking. Anyway, we'll come right back to that. But like I said, 90% of the time, crappie's going to eat a minnow head first. Scary Barry said because they strike upwards. No Slack Outdoors said to kill it. 922. They feed up. Here it is, Bob Long. The fins fold down. Okay? If you have a minnow, okay, and his head's right here, and he's got fins, right? You guys ever try to pull a minnow out of a fish that's got it in its gullet? You grab it by the tail, right? You always see people grab that minnow by the tail and pull it out. They eat from the head first, because when they strike that minnow head on, the fins of that fish fold in and they can swallow it without getting poked by the fins. That's exactly why. So 9 times out of 10, crappie is going to hit a bait head first. Okay. That's also a lot of the reason that I believe jig head color can sometimes make a difference. Little bit of a different color on the jig head can sometimes make a difference because it helps direct those fish to the front of that bait. They're looking for the front of that bait. Okay. Because a crappie or any fish, not just a crappie, a bass, catfish, a pike, a muskie, a striper, a white bass, they're going to hit that bait head first. They're going to try to hit it head first because that's the way they eat minnows, head first. That's they get that minnow in there, they flip that minnow around, it goes down. Right. So with that being said, I think that was a lot of the reason that day why I was able to catch fish hooking it between the dorsal and the tail is because they were able to see the front of that minnow and hit the front of that minnow. They were looking for the front of that minnow, and it was easy to get to for them. So I could be wrong. That's just a guess. I don't know. I mean, I may be reading too much into it, but I know that they're going to swallow that minnow head first. So who wants to get poked in the throat by a fin? I don't want to get poked in the throat by a fin. And I'm sure a crappie don't want to get poked in the throat by a fin. So that being said, we're going to tie us a uni knot here and start putting some braid on. Because I've been on here for half an hour and I hadn't tied one rod. And I got about 8 to tie. So we're going to start doing that. All right, let me go back up. Fins fold down. Bob is correct. Correctamundo, Bob. All right. Bid Kid. So if I'm understanding it correctly, download on your computer, on your memory card, then insert your fish finder. Yes, that's correct. Scary Barry said, you would not make a good politician, Matt. That's a good trait. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will take that as a win. If anything is a win tonight, that's a win, my friend. No doubt. He would make a heck of a president, though. Matt for president. Hey, that's a new one right there. Hey, some people just rolled over in their grave, my friend. Some people are getting scared now. They're getting a little antsy. Scott Bunch is probably going, oh, man, it's the president. Hold on now. That's pretty funny. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. Ashley told me, grab that dew, have another drink. I did, too. I did. Matt says, I appreciate the honesty. You're very welcome, sir. Well, that's what I'm here for. I mean, come on, guys. If we can't be honest about the products that we review, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this if we can't be honest about the products that we review? Now, I'll tell you this right now and in a hurry. I know a lot of pro staff guys. Okay. I know a lot of guys that are pro staffed on a lot of different companies. I ain't just talking Bonehead. All right. I'm talking everywhere. I'm talking Slab Happy Lures. I'm talking about G Daddy baits. I'm talking about Boneheads. I'm talking about curly tails. I'm talking all kinds of different baits. It don't matter what bait company you like. Okay. I know a lot of guys that are pro staffed by a lot of different bait companies. And I can assure you, and a lot of different products, not just bait companies, but I can assure you that there's some that I would trust, no doubt. There's some that are just like me. Okay. And then there's some that's not. But I will tell you this. All right. A good pro staffer, and listen to me. If any of you guys out there are ever trying to get on a pro staff anywhere in this fishing community, okay, if you're looking to be pro staffed, let me tell you something real quick and in a hurry. And you guys hear me out, take it to heart. All right. As a pro staffer, your job is to find flaws if they're there. Okay. Don't be one of these pro staffers that just, oh, it's the best. Oh, it's the greatest. Oh, never problem. No, never had a problem. I've never seen anything. There's manufacturing flaws in everything there is. It don't matter if it's a rod, a line, a bait, a tackle box, a reel, a battery, a trolling motor, a unit, a boat. It don't matter. There's always manufacturing flaws, guys. And as a pro staffer, you are the front line for those companies. And if there's an issue and you see it or you can find it, you need to call them, be honest with them, and tell them you found it and say, this is what is not working. Don't just kiss butt and not say and just tell everybody it's the greatest, best thing you ever seen in your life, and it's going to cure all illness, and your dog will live for 47,000 years, and it's gonna, I just, oh gosh. All I'm asking is if you guys ever a pro staff or anybody on here is a pro staffer, be honest with your companies. Tell them what you're seeing. Tell them what ain't working. Tell them what they need to work on. Tell them to fix stuff. That's what your job is. They'll appreciate you for it. I assure you. They will appreciate you for it. Okay. All right. Lamar, any good recommendations on a good rain suit? So I'll tell you what I run. I mean, I run a Bass Pro 100-mile-an-hour suit. There's a lot of other good rain suits out there. There's a lot of companies that are making good rain suits. I did just buy, so I had the old 100-mile-an-hour suit, and I actually just bought the new 100-mile-an-hour suit, and I hadn't got to use it yet, so I'm not real sure if I like it or I don't like it. But, I'm sure I'll get to use it at some point if I keep fishing with East Tennessee Crappie Club, because it rains every tournament, or almost every tournament. So hopefully I'll get to use that sometime soon, the new one, and I'll report back and let you guys know. But I've always liked the 100-mile-an-hour suit. I've always been a big fan of the Bass Pro 100-mile-an-hour suit. But I know the AFCO makes a good product, and there's several others that make a good product. So I think maybe Josh Sanders has an AFCO. Some other people have some different rain suits too. Scott Bunch, if he's still on here, he actually makes he actually has, I think, a different rain suit as well. I think I seen him on there the other day with a different type of rain suit as well. So a lot of good guys that fishing in a lot of tough conditions that could probably tell you some other suits. But I use a Bass Pro 100-mile-an-hour suit. That's my preferred suit. All right, I see a super chat. Where's it at? Tom A. Ordering some MCM hair jigs. What size hook with what weight jig head do you prefer? Thank you, Tom, first of all, for the super chat. I appreciate it very much, buddy. And the hook size I prefer is a number 2. Standard bend, number 2. And then the size I would prefer, if I'm shooting docks with them, I want a 32nd. If I'm fishing brush, I want an 1/8. Or I'm sorry, not an 1/8. Where am I at? A 16th. If I'm fishing brush, I want a 16th. If I'm shooting docks, I want a 32nd. It's that Mountain Dew, guys. It's got me all jacked up. All right. Larry Black says, okay, join in the middle of that. Are you saying their braid is good or what? Bonehead? I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, that's the braid that I use. Bonehead B-Power. Absolutely love it. 12-pound braid. Like I said, I love that braid. But no, the Larry, what I was talking about is my video coming out Monday. We're going to compare a lot of braids, put them to the test, do some break tests on them, and do some visibility tests on live scope with them. So it's going to be a good video. Kevin Langston, if time and money were no object, Kevin, what do you do for a living? I need your job. All right, if time and money were no object, what would be your dream trip to fish? Oh. Dream trip to fish. Man, that's a tough question. First and foremost, are you gonna provide me with this trip once I answer this question, or what's going on, Kevin? I'm just asking. I'm just curious. No, dream trip. I would probably like to, at this point in my life, I would really love to fish Alaska. I would really, really love to fish Alaska. If time and money were no object, I would probably fish Alaska. I would fish every single species I could get a rod and reel on for however long I could be there. But that would probably be my dream trip, would be Alaska. But right now, current state, where I'm at in my life with my wife, kids, job, everything, I would also love to just drive to Texas, fish Fork, fish Palestine, fish some of those lakes down there, come back through, fish the big three. Just to say that I've been there, just to be able to say that I've been on those lakes. Probably would be second to that, just to make that trip, which that trip's going to happen sooner than later. But I mean, if time and money were no object, it'd be Alaska for sure. Very good question. Very good question. All right, Matthew, on my Garmin Live Scope, how do I put coordinates in manually so I can locate the area on the map and it will take me there? So you should be able to go into your menus, go to when you go to your menu, it should actually take you, there's a couple steps you have to take, but it'll take you into your waypoints. You go into your waypoints, you can enter manually from there, and then it'll put it on your maps. And you should be able to YouTube that pretty easy. Smash that like button, guys. Before you leave, smash that thumbs up. I appreciate it, Joseph, for reminding everybody. Please smash that thumbs up if you like the content, you like what we're doing at Wired for Crappie. Smash it. And if you're not a subscriber, Ashley Coffee, we got 100 on right now. Just seen you're only 270 subs from the big 10,000 mark and the big giveaway. Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it, buddy. When you hit that thumbs up, make sure 104 on right now. Subscribe. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, please subscribe to the channel, guys. I put a video out every Monday at 6 o'clock and a live every Wednesday night. I do miss a few here and there, but hey, we're all human, right? So Wednesday at 9 o'clock is the lives. Monday, 6 p.m. is the videos. And when we get to 10,000 subs, okay, so Ashley, everybody's talking about what big giveaway, what big giveaway. Look, when we get to 10,000 subs, you have to be a subscriber to be entered into the giveaway. But I'm going to give away a 2-day fishing trip with me here in East Tennessee. I'm going to pay for your motel. I'm going to pay for your fishing license. And we're obviously going to be in my boat. So I'm going to pay all those expenses as well. I'll even bring you lunch. I will pack you lunch, okay, while you're here. You can pay for your breakfast and dinner, and you can pay for your gas to get here, but everything else will be covered by me, and we're going to fish 2 different lakes in East Tennessee, 2 different days. We're going to wear out some fish, and we're going to video it, put it right here on the channel. You are going to be a YouTube star, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you are not a subscriber to this channel, you cannot be entered into that giveaway. All right. So here's how it's going to happen, because we are getting close. 270 away is not going to take long. So when we hit 10,000, okay, first of all, there's going to be a video drop. All right. It's going to tell you exactly how to get into the giveaway. Now, look, I ain't doing any of that. I need your information, your email address, and all your, 6 kids' names and all that. No, that ain't happening. It's going to be simple. It's going to be share the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're a subscriber. Share the video, period. That's going to be it. Ain't going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to take all the people that share the video, and we're going to check our subscriber list to make sure you're sub, and we're going to draw a name. And when we draw that name, that's it. We're going to give you 2 weeks. Well, let's make it interesting. We're going to give you a week. We'll drop another video. We'll give you a week. If you don't respond within a week, then we're going to draw another name. And we're going to draw names until we get a subscriber that's going to come fish with me. And we're going to have a blast doing it, okay? 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to fish hard. It's going to be fun. We're going to catch a ton of fish. And we'll keep them. We'll throw them back. We'll do whatever you want to do. We may even fry them up one night. We may even come back to the Wired House on Saturday evening and fry up the fish we catch. Just sit around and shoot the breeze. So don't miss out on an opportunity to come fish with me because you did not subscribe to this channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about the ACC tournament coming up, okay? So the ACC Crappie Stix Crappie Cove tournament, okay? It is a big fish tournament, guys. What does that mean? Well, it means every hour the weights are going to zero out, and there's going to be a big fish for every hour of the tournament. So it's a $150 entry fee per boat, okay? And every hour there will be a new winner. Okay, so let's say it starts at 7. So 7 to 8, somebody's going to weigh the biggest fish. They're going to win that hour. And then at 8:01, it's a whole new ball game, whole new tournament. From 8 to 9, somebody's going to win that hour. Then it starts over again. All those fish that got weighed in are gone. Okay, then from 9 to 10, somebody who caught the biggest fish that hour is going to win. Well, what do you win? $1,250 is what you win if you're fishing with an ACC crappie stick. Okay. You don't have to fish with ACC crappie sticks. If you don't like the ACC, go to the doctor, get your head checked, get it on right, get you an ACC. But if you don't fish with ACC, that's fine too. You can come fish this tournament. Now, you won't get the ACC bonus. Okay. There's a bonus payout for an ACC crappie stick. If you catch it on ACC crappie stick or you're using ACC crappie sticks, you get a bonus, so you make more money. Okay. The biggest fish for the entire tournament. So let's say Ashley catches a 2.5 pounder between 8 and 9, and he wins that hour between 8 and 9. And that 2.5 pound fish is the biggest fish of the whole day. Guess what Ashley wins? Another $2,500 for catching that one fish. You only have to catch one fish to have a good day. One. Not a whole bag, just one fish. So where's that tournament taking place? That tournament's going to be on Watts Bar, okay? It's going to be April the 9th. Now, listen, not only do you get to fish in a great tournament, but on April the 8th, a very good friend of mine, Mr. Chad Cates, is going to be cooking barbecue and we're going to have a dinner at the boat ramp. It's Tom Fuller Boat Ramp on Watts Bar on April the 8th. That's Friday before the tournament. We're going to feed everybody. Barbecue. Yum. It's good. I'm telling you, it'll make your tongue smack your brains out. It's very, very good barbecue. He knows what he's doing. He's done it for years. The man can cook. Okay. Can I get an amen from all the guys on here that have eaten Chad Cates barbecue? It will make your tongue smack your brains out. So not only do you get to fish in that great tournament, but you get fed the night before. Okay. And you just get to hang out with a lot of really cool people. I mean, look, not me. I ain't talking about me. I ain't cool. I'm not a cool kid. But, Ashley Coffey, Scott Bunch, Chris Gill, Flopping Crappie will be there. I think Fishing Ken will be there this year. Andy from ACC will be there. Blake from Crappie Cove will be there. All the cool kids are going to be there. They're going to be there. I'll be there. I'm not a cool kid, but I'll be there. Okay. So a lot of cool things going on with that tournament. It's going to be a blast. I think last year we had 53 boats, and a lot of people that aren't normal crappie fishermen fished it because you only have to catch one fish, guys. One fish. That's all you got to catch. So with that being said, April the 9th, Crappie Cove, okay? Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee is how you register for that tournament. So www.crappiecove.com right down here, okay? Go to their website. You can register for that tournament. You cannot use my discount to register for that tournament, okay? They're not going to take a discount to register for the tournament, but it's $150 boat. You go on there, you click on tournament, you click on register, and it'll let you register for the event on their website, or you can call Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee, and give Misty a call, and she can get you registered, okay? Anybody else has any questions about that, please email me, message me on Facebook, call me, something. Let me know what's going on. If you have any other questions, info@wiredforcrappie.com is how you get in touch with me through email, okay? So if anybody has any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. but it's going to be a great tournament. You won't want to miss it. Pre-spawn crappie are typically where? Pre-spawn crappie are typically found in the creek channels, somewhere in the first third of the creek. They're generally found on structure or transitioning in open water, somewhere in that first third of the creek, generally somewhere around the creek channel. Okay, because pre-spawn crappie are kind of moving that direction. They're not really spawning yet, but they're kind of moving that direction. Water temps are getting a little funky. They're getting a little warmer, you know, and they start kind of meandering in that way. They think to themselves, well, let's head in there a little bit. Go on right back in there. So first third of the creek, somewhere around the creek channel on structure, generally we're going to find those pre-spawn crappie in transition, kind of waiting on things to get right. I mean, they kind of got that blood flowing, that juice going. You know, them little teenagers, they getting a little bit of hotness, and they're thinking to themselves, yeah, doggies, about ready time. It's about ready time. They're thinking, okay, let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's moving on up, moving on up. They're kind of moving in there, right? So that first third of the creek in the creek channel on brush, and they'll even be on open water flats. If you can find brush on a flat, they'll sometimes be sitting on flats. But for the most part, they're going to be in that first third of the creek. Okay. Let's see. Very good questions. Very good questions. I'm in rare form tonight. Getting all riled up about my video coming this week. I'm excited about it. It's going to be good. I'm going to get yelled at a lot, but it's going to be good. Scary Barry. Ashley. I want that 10K trip giveaway. All you got to do is be a subscriber and wait for the video. So as soon as we hit 10,000, it's going to drop like it's hot. We're going to drop the video like it's hot. When we hit 10, it's going to be out before it hits 10:01. Okay, it's going to drop it like it's hot. So it could be a Monday, it could be a Tuesday, it could be a Thursday, it could be the second Tuesday of next month, it could be the second Tuesday of next week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could be any day. But when we hit 10, it's going to drop like it's hot. And you got to be there because we're only going to run it for a short period of time. So guys, keep an eye out on the channel for the video because when we hit 10, it's going to drop like it's hot. And it ain't going to be on there long. I'm going to tell everybody they got about a week. We're going to let it run for a week. The people that share it, that are subscribed, they're going to get entered. We're going to draw. Okay? So make sure you're paying attention for that video because I don't want you guys to come back and be like, man, I missed it. Oh, that sucks. Well, we got to do it somehow. Got to make it fair for everybody. And we can't run it all month or 2 months or anything like that because I'm ready to fish with somebody. I'm ready to go fishing. All right. Plus the spawn's coming up. Everybody wants to fish the spawn. So, you know, we gotta get rolling. We gotta get rolling. All right. I know I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind on comments, it ain't even funny. I just got a notification that it's windy outside. Okay. I'm sure it is. All right. Randy, what are your top 5 plastic jigs for crappie? All right, top 5 plastic jigs. One would be the bonehead stump bug. That would be first. Well, I mean, I can show them to you. I got them all right here behind me. Hang on. Right back. Oh, my back. Guys, I'm old. All right. That would be 1, 2, 3. All right. Top 5. Yeah, let me get rid of that one. That's not really true. Let me get a different one. Hang on. Okay. All right, in order, right? Let's do it in order. This is going to surprise you guys a little bit, okay? You're going to get a little surprising going on. Top 5 plastic jigs. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Anybody want to guess what this order is going to be? No, don't do that. I'm already way behind on comments. All right. So number 5. I'd say my number 5 would probably be the Bonehead Slim Stick. Okay. In a multitude of colors. This is purple and chartreuse, black and chartreuse, white and chartreuse. Depending on what color your water is going to depend on what color your jig is. Okay. But I'd say number 5 is probably the Bonehead Slim Stick. Bet you guys didn't think that'd be number 5. All right. Number 4. Number 4, the Crappie Magnet Slab Curly. That is the pumpkin and chartreuse slab curly. Okay. That's the slab curly from Crappie Magnet. That's probably my number 4. If Scott Bunch is still on here or anybody else, they're going to kill me. They're going to be like, I told you. All right, number 3. Number 3 would probably be that Charlie Brewer slider. Okay. That would probably be number 3. Love that paddle tail. Absolutely love that paddle tail. My personal best fish to date came on that jig about, 4 or 5 years ago. Came on that jig. My personal best crappie. So it's kind of near and dear to my heart. So that's number 3. All right. So my number 2 would probably be the Sore Lip Mall Crappie Magnet. All right. So that's probably my number 2. Would probably be a Crappie Magnet. Now, my number 1 is going to be the Bonehead Tackle Stump Bug. There ain't no doubt about it. The Bonehead Tackle Stump Bug is forever and always my number 1 bait. Hands down. Go to. All right. Now, the Crappie Magnet. There are some colors in Crappie Magnet that they don't have in Bonehead. All right. And I like them. But for the simple purpose of durability, I put the Stump Bug over top of the Crappie Magnet. Just because the Stump Bug is a little more durable than the Crappie Magnet. I can catch twice as many. Well, I don't know about twice as many, but I can catch more fish on the Stump Bug than I can on the Crappie Magnet before it tears or wears out or anything of that nature. So, but again, there are some colors in that Crappie Magnet they don't have in the Stump Bugs, and I'll use a Crappie Magnet instead of a Stump Bug if I have to get fish to bite. So I would say that's probably my top 5 baits. There's a lot of joking that goes on between me and the guys where, they're like, oh, Crappie Magnet, Crappie Magnet, Crappie Magnet. Oh, Crappie Magnet. And they poke at me a little bit because they know I'm always using Stump Bugs, but I love my Stump Bugs. But I also like my Crappie Magnets. There's no doubt about it. So great product. Can't say enough about them. They make a good product too. So, but my number 1 go-to is the Bonehead Tackle Stump Bug in various colors. All right. Let's see. Kevin, doesn't pro staff mean promotional staff there to promote product? Yeah, that's right. That pro staff are promotional staff, and they're there to promote product, but they're also there to review the product. They're there as the first line of defense to defects or design flaws, or look, when somebody went just like ACC, okay, it's like ACC. I mean, I'm pro staff with ACC. They sent us these rods and they said, hey, test them out. Let's see what it is. Let's see what you guys think. It's a Tennessee handle. We're thinking about going in a direction, and put them to the test. See what you think. Give us our feedback. I was honest with them. I don't like it. It's not because it's a bad product. It's not because it doesn't fish well. It's because this handle is one size all the way through. Okay, the thickness of this is one size all the way through, and it doesn't fit my hand like something like this would that has, you know, a variant in size. It fits my hand better. I don't like feeling that same thickness in my hand. Just doesn't feel right. So it's not because it's a bad product, but because I'm part of their team and because I'm part of their pro staff, you know, they send this stuff out and they want our honest review. They want our honest opinion, and they want us to give you guys our honest opinion. They don't want you out there blowing smoke telling people, "Oh, it's the best thing you'll ever see or ever use." Now, when I say that, I mean it. But if I don't like it, I can't say that about it because it just doesn't fit me. It's not always a bad thing. It's not always because there's a design flaw. But if there is a design flaw, I would have told them. And I would have said, "Hey, did you know that, the handle falls off?" It doesn't. I'm just saying, if it did, that would be something that I would need to speak up about. I've got so emotional tonight, I'm losing my voice. All right. uh, let's see. I'm going to go down. I know I can see my scroll bar. I'm so far behind, it's not even funny. A lot of Alaskas, definitely Alaskas. Larry, you're welcome for the discount code. Smash that like button. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. Andy, do you use a quick disconnect on your live scope going to the battery? No. No, I wire my live scope straight to the battery. And when I have units or when I have boats come in the shop, I always tell them, I'm not your man to put a switch on your live scope because you lose voltage through a switch. Okay. You will lose voltage and lose amperage through a switch. So I always, always, always wire my unit directly to the battery I'm using. Okay. Yes, Todd Pell. Is there a product I can use on my fishing specialty pole to keep these from squeaking on the cone to mounting bracket? 100%. Get you one of those little cans, just a little cans, a little baby can of WD-40 from, anywhere, Advanced, O'Reilly's, Napa, wherever. Little baby can WD-40. When it starts squeaking, that's it. Two little squirts. It'll last you 6-8 trips. You may have to 6-8 trips go by. It may squeak a little bit again. Just a little squirt. Don't overdo it. Don't hose it down. Don't if she's dripping, it's too much. Just couple squirts and you're good to go. Good Lord, I digress. Couple squirts of WD-40, you're good to go. All right. So that'll last you, like I said, 6-8 trips, and then maybe you'll have to squirt it again, but it works. So sorry, guys. All right. Joel's gonna be the winner, guys. No. Pick me, we'll go to Del Holla. Yeah, there you go. I like that idea, Joel. Just don't tell Jimmy or anybody. It'd be our secret. Matt, any tips for standing timber not having live scope? Yeah, sure. Try to find the not larger, but try to find the trees that have forks in them. Okay. And I know it's going to be hard to do without live scope, but if you've got a couple branches coming up out of the top of the lake and you can tell that they're angled and there's probably a fork somewhere on that tree, crappie love to sit in forks of trees. Okay. So if you can find those forks and fish the forks of those trees, you're going to catch fish. Christopher, when is the best time to buy your Tennessee yearly license? They expire on February the 28th. So coming up, I would wait until after February 28th to buy my license, because every February 28th, Christopher, they renew, or you have to renew. So if you buy it before the 28th, it's only going to last you till the 28th. So I would wait until after the 28th of this month. Oh, well, Josh Sanders. Oh, new law goes into effect. Okay. Didn't know about the new law. Thank you, Josh. In Tennessee, they're good. You would think I'd know that, but I don't. They are now good from a year from the date of purchase. So there you go. Went into effect March, or goes into effect March 1st. So again, wait until after the 28th. So I was still right. Wait until after the 28th. But that's good to know. A year from purchase. So that's really cool. Supposed to be up to date on the new laws. Doesn't look like I am, huh? Mine's on auto renew. That's probably a lot of the reason that I don't ever look, because it's just on auto renew and it renews every year automatically. WM, creeks, creek mouths, or coves near creek mouth during spawn. During spawn. So here's the thing. I don't ever fish shallow during the spawn. Everybody's going to be like, what? Really? You don't fish shallow? No. Why don't I fish shallow during the spawn? Couple reasons. First and foremost, I'm trying to preserve the hatch. I'm trying to preserve the spawn. I mean, I want those fish to go up there and spawn. I don't want to go up there and catch those fish before they have an opportunity to spawn. It's just like you don't want to, after November, you don't want to kill a doe if you're a deer hunter, because she's probably bred, right? In December and January, you probably don't want to go shoot a bunch of does off your property because she's probably bred. She's probably going to have a baby. So, it's kind of the same thing for me. I don't ever fish shallow during the spawn. I know a lot of guys do, but I try to stay out there on those staging areas. And yeah, I probably catch some of those females off the staging areas before they go into spawn. But the way I look at it is, I try to preserve those spawning areas. And yeah, I know where a bunch of them are, and I know where a crappie spawn at, but I try to preserve those. I don't too much mess with them. They get beat on enough. So what I typically do is I typically fish creek mouths. Fish creek channels, creek mouths. I don't ever really fish coves near creek mouths. I just kind of stay in the mouths of the creeks and in the creek channels. On the staging areas, kind of those. Well, there wasn't much on that one. Kind of in those pre-spawn, post-spawn staging areas is where I try to fish. Just to, like I said, that's my way of liking to think that I'm preserving the hatch. Mikey, is Garmin going to come out with a software update to fix the last one? A lot of people out there that do not like it at all. So yes, I believe so. I mean, they're always going to come out with an update. So the guys that don't like it, they'll get their update, I'm sure. So to answer your question, yes, they probably will, or they will. I mean, they're not going to stop now. But one thing I want to mention, and I don't know this to be true. I just got to thinking the other day, and I was talking to one of my buddies, and it was kind of like, hey, so you guys know the Garmin LiveScope, the black box and transducer actually went down in price. So they're now $12.99, not $15.99. A lot of people are calling it a sale, but it's not a sale. Garmin lowered the price of their units, so it's not a sale. They just lowered the price. So they're now $12.99 instead of $14.99. But I got to thinking about this the other day, and when they lower the price of a unit, like a 93 SV EcoMap, plus, an EcoMap Plus 93 SV, what happened after they lowered the price of that unit? They discontinued them and came out with a new unit called the UHD, right? The Ultra, the 1222, the 126, the 1242. That it seems like when they've lowered those prices, they came out with something new on top of it. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be fact. They may just be trying to be competitive in the market. That could be. But it doesn't cease to make me wonder. They lowered the price of that black box and transducer. Could they be coming out with something new? I don't know. Now that I've mentioned it, does it make anybody else wonder? Follows logic, follows the typical pattern. Black Friday, you see all these $200 off, $300 off, and then after Black Friday, hey, here's a new unit. We're not selling that one anymore. I don't know. Something to think about. Kenneth Pippins, do you think the update was advantageous? Would you still update? Yeah, absolutely, I would. Absolutely, no problem. I would update. You don't have to run the new settings, but I think yes, the new update is advantageous for one purpose: open water fishing. Okay, I think open water fishing it is advantageous to that, but I think brush piles it's not. I don't think it's going to help you on brush piles. I think it's going to hinder you on brush because a lot of times I'm not trying to cast to fish on brush. I'm trying to keep my jig out of the brush so that I can catch the fish out of the brush. So the new update actually kind of bleeds out some of your details on your brush. And for that reason, I don't think that I don't think that the update is actually advantageous for brush piles. All right, so I actually got to the end of the thread, which is hard to believe because I was way behind at one point. But like I was saying, guys, didn't mean to get on my soapbox tonight, but that's my thoughts and my beliefs, and that's part of Wired. So it's part of who I am. And like I said, I believe that if you have a good product will sell itself. You don't need to market it as something that it's not. Okay. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody that's been on the live. I appreciate everybody that follows along. Don't forget Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock every Wednesday. Mondays at 6, the videos drop. Don't forget to register for the ACC tournament on Watch Bar if you hadn't already. If you haven't already. And if you want to fish a crappie tournament, Watch Bar this weekend, East Tennessee Crappie Club out of Kingston City Park. Saturday, 6:30 to 7 is registration. Fishing will be from 7:30 to 3:30. Weigh-in will be till 4:30, and it's going to be a blast. So don't forget, register ACC. Fish with us this Saturday if you want to have fun and just be with a cool group of guys and have a chance to win a tournament. And yep, that's it. Don't forget the video coming out Monday. It's going to be a good one. 87 shares. I want 87 shares on that video, please. So make sure you share that video coming out Monday. As always, I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. I enjoy getting on here and talking crappie with you guys, so I appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next week. God bless. Good night, guys. We'll see you later.